Good morning, Devils fans. Not gonna lie, I struggled a bit to come up with what I want to talk about in this video, so I delayed recording a bit, hoping some early news would come out of practice, maybe lines, stuff like that. But so far, at least as long as I could wait, the only bit of news I really did get was Eric Hall is back, which is great news indeed. I'm hoping this kind of slots our lines a bit better, and we go with mostly what we saw towards the end of last game versus the Oilers, obviously plus the addition of Holla. Now that would be Holtz up on the top line with Hughes and Toffoli. They kind of bounced that around a little bit, having Timo there. Obviously, it started off, we had Mercer, we've had Timo, we've had Holla. Holtz is somewhat sneaked in there occasionally for like maybe a shift or two at points. I think that was a bit of the longest stretch we saw was the last game. And I hope they kind of stick with it. Holtz has deserved it. I'd love to see what they can do up there. And really, that line hasn't fully clicked now for quite a while as they're really trying to find that full chemistry that we're finding on the Palat Nico Brat line. I've seen the arguments for why you could and should split that line up. I don't totally buy them because got to have one line that is fully clicking and scoring, and I don't really want to touch that to try and get other guys that may or may not get going if you mix it all up. So if you keep Holtz up on the top line, Hall is back, I would slide him down to the 3C. Heck, I've advocated before, I would bump Mikey up to 3C and Holla down to 4C. Whatever, doesn't really matter truly, but then throw Timo on the one wing with Mercer on the other. So you would have Timo, Holla, Mercer. We would still obviously keep Palat, Nico, Brat, and then you have the Toffoli, Hughes, Holtz. I think it would be a pretty great setup. You then have Lazar, McLeod, Bastion, which has done very well as some Bang Brothers lines. And then you keep the defensive pairings the same that they have been since Dougie has been out with injury. And then for your starting goalie, well, we've actually had a couple good starts out of both Vitek and Akira. Is that going to continue? Hopefully, if we can get even somewhat close to the VTech of last year, that would be a huge difference for us. Or if we could get playoff Akira throughout the regular season, same thing. Really, we just need them to both get towards and stay at least average goaltending for the most part. They can have some stinkers where we outscore our problems, but for the most part, just got to get close to average goaltending the best we can. And with those lines and actually mostly healthy, our fully healthy forward group, debatably how fully healthy Timo is or isn't. I'm going to continue to examine him one of these more off days. I'm going to deep dive on his numbers. Just didn't quite have the time to do the actual research that deserved for this video, so I didn't. And obviously the defense is not going to be healthy for quite a while until Dougie may or may not return. And that's really it. I don't do the previews for the next games until day of, so I'll talk about the Bruins tomorrow. Quick sneak look in. It looks like Boqvist is going to draw in, and Zacha will be out with injury. So was expecting a reunion from Zacha. Didn't happen. Instead, we're getting a Boqvist return. But I'll talk a bit more about that tomorrow. And that's really going to cover it mostly for this video. I've been thinking about this for a few weeks now. I guess this is a good point to start out because I've really struggled on this one. And for anyone that's made it even a few minutes in, you're one of the few. So I don't know if I want to keep doing the full daily videos every single morning throughout the rest of this season for the very least, or if I want to transition over to just a game reaction type setup with the occasional off day video when I have something I truly want to talk about. Because days like today, when you're in between games, there's no real good mile marker. There's no crazy news to really talk about. Sometimes it's truly a struggle to find content that I think is actually worth consuming. I don't want to just put these videos out just to do it. I want it to be content that I think is worth your guys' time to actually sit here and listen to me talk about something that is relevant. I mean, I have ideas when we get a little bit further into the season, like halfway points, talking about way too early, look at the rewards, different game milestone markers for where the team's at and how it's performing and stuff like that. But this day off, not day off, but these practices come later, so I don't get a ton of news out of them. I mean, even checking in now, it doesn't look like I have any lines to talk about. Nope, they are skating or practicing, but no actual lines out yet. So again, I don't want these. I want all these videos to be worth your time when you do watch them, from the shorter ones to the longer ones. So let me know what you guys think. Should I just, try and find good topics to talk about for the most part every day, or just put out some really quick ones if there's nothing too juicy to talk about, or maybe transition more over, like I said, to just game reaction videos, and then the occasional off day video when again, there is something actually juicy that I can dig into, a good hot button topic to talk about, like I've done previously with some, like the Luke versus Quinn or defensive responsibilities, goalie outlook, stuff like that. But when there is nothing, is it worth putting out the video? Let me know what you think in the comments. Gonna start doing this stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, let your friends know about this. Uh, just again, this is my first venture into this type of content, so I'm trying to figure out what's best for me, what works with what I'm trying to do here, but also what is worth your guys' time when you, for those that do watch me, if not every day, at least most of the days. So uh, I do notice for the most part the game preview videos don't get a ton of views. The game reactions seem to do pretty well comparatively. So yeah, full thoughts on this, guys. Let me know what you think. What is worth your time and my effort to do? So I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. Keep it a quick, easy one. So hopefully most people get to this point in the video and I can get some feedback. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning where I will preview the Bruins game. And as always and forever, let's go Devils, baby.